One aspect we have to think about when we're picking out our best line is what comes next on the racetrack. Now this is vitally important to our line choice. We're going to approach a corner that leads on to a half-mile long straightaway much differently than we would approach a corner that leads into another corner. So understanding what comes next and how we need to adjust our line to best tackle that feature of the racetrack is super important. One particular section of racetrack that I want to look at with this is Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course coming off the back straightaway, turns 7 and 8. Now this is a corner where we see oftentimes riders will have a late turn in, shown by our blue line here, have a late turn in into 7, bringing the bike all the way back to the right hand side of the track before turn 8 to set themselves up. Now, while this might look like a good option if turn 8 led into a long straightaway or faster part of the racetrack, it only leads into another corner. So for us, our red line rider has an opportunity to create a much bigger radius through turn 7, attack low into turn 8, and he's not really going to give anything up because turn 8 leads right into turn 9, which is another corner. Now granted, our blue line rider will have a slight advantage setting up wider for turn 9, but when we look even further out, we see that turn 10 is also a corner that's right after turn 9. So we don't reach a long straightaway in this section until all the way around in turn 12, so there's really no reason to get set up. If we work everything back, the advantage gained by opening up turn 7 and using all of the racetrack on the entrance and exit isn't going to be given up throughout this resulting section of racetrack. So that means we're having a net gain. Now each section of racetrack you encounter is going to be a little bit different. They're all going to need their own special approach to it, but a general rule is this: whenever you're coming onto a long straightaway or a faster section of racetrack, that's where you want to take your advantage. That's what you want to get yourself set up for and prepared for, and really focus on being ready for those areas. If you have a smaller radius corner or a slower corner, those are oftentimes areas where you want to give a little bit to gain more in the faster section. So something to think about. We'll go through that hierarchy in a little bit more detail of where we want to take the advantage, where we can afford to give up a little bit in a later lesson. For now, let's jump into our next lesson and talk about the last core component of picking out our best line.